Capricorn, welcome to the Renaissance Tarot. Welcome to your funny and your most favorite Armenian guy, where I serve and I slay. Capricorn, happiest birthday to you, and I wish you all the best. So, dear Capricorn, today's reading is going to be for you for the month of January 2026. Before I start, I do want to mention something, and my sincere apologies. When I started this reading, I was 6 minutes in, and I realized that my camera and my microphone, this microphone right here, they were not in sync. And it was going to be very echoey. So I stopped the reading and I looked into your cards and I'm like, should I redo the whole reading or not? If you want, I can attach the beginning of the video where I actually did this, but we don't have to. So I'm going to start off with your challenge, okay, which is the Ace of Swords. Past, present, and future was coming at the bottom of the deck. And I was literally going to start your clarification. So I'm not going to reshuffle. You're meant to hear this message because your challenge here that came out for the month of January, okay, is the Ace of Swords. And I'm going to jump into the reading right now. So let's get into this. And happy birthday, honey buns. So, dear Capricorn, your challenge came out to be the Ace of Swords, and this is talking about you wanting to gain some sort of clarity about a specific situation, about a specific person. This could also mean a conversation coming up for you. Ace of Swords having as your challenge for the month of January indicates that you are basically in this mental state, in this mental place of knowing what you really want to do, and there might be some obstacles and challenges. You need some sort of guidance to really decide. This is about a decision here, you know, and there is also an incoming conversation as well, because you see the sword is coming out of the clouds. Somebody here is ready to talk. And 10:10 on the clock right now, 10 a.m. Okay, so I'm going to clarify this for you. Now, in the recent past, you had the Temperance, the Knight of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. So, dear Capricorn, in the recent past, I feel like that there was this very impatient energy between you and someone else. I think somebody here maybe rushed to either cut you off or, you know, what I was saying here is you are someone that you are very patient. You patiently build a relationship brick by brick. And for you to be the Temperance in the past, you could have Sagittarius in your birth chart, or you might have dealt with the Sagittarius, Leo, Libra, another earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Aries here. So for many of you, I do strongly feel like here in the past, you wanted to take this relationship one step at a time. Capricorn style, we're not rushing into things. We're going on a very demure, mindful pace. Somebody here rushed into making a decision here, which affected the potential of you and this person building a solid relationship. We're going to talk about this more. Now, in the present moment, you have the Emperor, the Six of Swords, and the Page of Swords. You're stepping into your power in the month of January. I think you are becoming extremely clear on which direction you're going to move towards. And I'm also getting clear for you, Capricorn. You have done a lot of overthinking, But the good news here is that you are moving from that overthinking. You see the water on this side is very choppy, wavy, right? And on this body of water, there is a boat. Two people are moving through. And it's like almost they're splitting. It's you splitting your timeline. So you're going to be moving towards more peaceful times, towards more satisfying times, okay? So you're moving away from drama. You're moving away from chaos, from any kind of unsettled, unfinished business here that might have happened between you and someone else. And yes, there is a conversation here that's going to happen between you and someone else, because that's what the Page of Swords is about. We are going to clarify this shortly. In the near future, you have the Four of Wands, the Justice, and the Six of Cups. So in the near future, dear Capricorn, again, if you already know this is the theme here for you, I really feel like someone is coming back to you from the past. The Six of Cups typically talks about nostalgia, somebody from the past person connection. And you have the Justice and the Four of Wands, relationship. This is about mending relationship. Four of Wands in tarot talks about relationship, friendship, partnership, and the Justice, which is ruled by Libra, it's about setting something right. It's about good karma. It's about friendship, rules, relationship. Something here needs to be set right. And yes, somebody is resurfacing from the past into your life in the month of January if they haven't already. At the bottom of the deck, what you don't see coming is the Two of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and the King of Wands. So I feel like what I was also saying in the initial video of yours, So this is someone that actually seems to be very much stressed out if this situation is going to go anywhere. You see the Nine of Swords here is showing somebody that's staying out late at night, thinking about this, and then the Two of Swords. There might be some blockages and some restrictions and obstacles that are showing up in the 3D reality of how this relationship is going to move forward. And that's the King of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, that's wondering if there is going to be an opportunity here for you and them to move forward. Okay, with the Chariot. You see the Chariot is leaving the city behind. That means leaving the past behind and wanting to restart over and make something happen. Now, I'm going to get into your clarification. This is exactly where I actually had to pause the reading. Okay, but I'm going to honor your reading. I'm not going to have to redo it again. This is where we are continuing. At the end of this video, I'm also going to be doing your pull one card from your favorite deck, which is the Animal Spirit, to see what is your Animal Spirit for the month of January. And most importantly, Capricorn, do you want to make a business? Do you want to make a success? And do you want to get rid of the negative pendulums that have been hooking you on emotionally? That I'm going to talk about pendulums for a minute at the end of this video. It's a very, very deep and powerful topic. If you want to be really successful for 2026, I'm going to talk about this. Okay, so this is going to be very helpful. This is something I give away in my memberships, but I'm going to mention a few things for you because I want to see you be successful and empowered. Now, let's get into your reading and see what is your challenge about. So, Ace of Swords, Capricorn. Hope you have had a good birthday and that you're going to be celebrating and having an amazing birthday too. So, January 8th, my sister. January 12th, my dad. So the Ace of Swords, this conversation, this clarity, this challenge is clarified by the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Devil. Capricorn, you are the devil in tarot. So conversation and communication, Eight of Wands always indicates an incoming text, message, phone call. This is like the 5G that I would always talk about in tarot. You're the devil. And when this conversation comes for you, what I'm really seeing here for you that you really want to do is, as you can see the devil here, right? There is a couple underneath the devil. You are the Knight of Pentacles. This is the most demure, mindful, slow-paced moving, but steady moving and very strategic moving knight in tarot. And that is an earth sign. That's a Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So when this communication comes towards you, Capricorn, right? When there is this talk, when there is this discussion in the month of January, there is action that is going to be taken for you, about you. And you're going to be in this energy of wanting to really understand. Is this something healthy that I should really go back to? Of course, there is a strong soul tie and a connection between you and this person. Strong sexual energy, strong sexual connection. So it's not a coincidence. Coincidence, they don't happen in tarot. It's everything is a confirmation. So for many of you, this conversation has a lot to do with someone expressing their feelings towards you. And there is a lot of thinking that's been happening behind the scenes. And that's where this conversation is about. Your challenge here has a lot to do with deciding on what pace do you really want to move forward with this person. Because the Knight of Pentacles is the one that's standing still. Doesn't move forward, doesn't move backwards, but just standing still and examining. Because there is a lot of questions that you have and a lot of processing that you want to do internally, okay? That is your challenge. And how do you want to proceed forward when this conversation comes in? Now, let's talk about the recent past. So the Temperance, Capricorn, the Temperance in the recent past. This is clarified by the Four of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. And you have the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. For many of you, Capricorn, it could have been you retreating and holding back from this person. It could have been they were holding back from you. I strongly feel like here there was a strong sense of rejection towards you, or vice versa. Take it as it resonates. You are the Queen of Pentacles, you are the King of Pentacles. And you know, Four of Cups and Four of Pentacles, it's retreating, it's rejection, it's somebody getting a lot in their head. Some of you also experience some sort of a depression, like a secret depression. Within you, I've always mentioned this. I think you are one of the signs that you tend to go through depression, seasonal depressions, or just, you don't show it. Okay, you work really hard, you show up as the perfect one, but what's going on in your mind, only you know, and I know too. So for many of you, I feel like in the recent past, many of you felt that there was this strong sense of rejection, or something here just didn't work out. There were a lot of blockages. You are the Queen of Pentacles. You are someone that you were very invested into this relationship, emotionally, physically, mentally. Let's clarify the Temperance for you in the recent past. So the Temperance is clarified by the the Knight of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Hierophant Taurus energy. So I feel like between you and this person, there was a separation of a commitment, okay? This could have been you were either with this person. Hierophant Taurus energy, this indicates maybe you were either married to this person or maybe you were in a developing relationship. And I feel like that with the Two of Wands, you both had to split ways. Because Two of Wands usually talks about, people who split ways or go to different directions because of vision. You had a different vision. This person had a different vision. I'm getting here a geographical relocation as well between you and this person. So you and this individual, I'm getting this energy of stop talking to each other. Okay, there was a moment when you both there was silence. Now, Three of Pentacles in the recent past, for many of you, I feel like you started working on yourself a lot. Working on your money, working on your situation, improving yourself, improving your life. Let's talk about the Three of Pentacles, or maybe you might have tried to actually still cooperate with this person and work things out. Clarified by the Five of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Page of Wands. There were a lot of arguments and misunderstandings between you and this person. I'm getting here possibly also third-party situations. For a lot of you, with the Six of Cups, you did feel the strong soul connection that you actually had with this person. And maybe this person either resurfaced back into your life or you tried to reach out to them. But there was this major conflict that still existed between you and this person. There might have been even other people that might have projected their jealousy and their envy towards you and this person. I am getting here very difficult time frame, okay, of you and this person trying to work things out together. But the conflict was still existent, okay, Five of Swords. Now, in the present moment, what's coming up for you in the month of January? You're stepping into your power. This is actually a very powerful month for you because the sun is in your sign, you're in the center of attention, and moreover, you are definitely deciding on how you want to proceed forward when it comes to relationships. So Capricorn, the Emperor for you in the month of January is clarified by the Sun, the Empress, and the Strength. So Capricorn, you have the two cards of Leos showing up again. These are the only two major arcana cards for Leo showing up, which is Strength and the Sun and the Empress. Okay, so a lot of you are dealing with Leos here, and I feel like that you're really stepping into your power to decide to see if you really want to move forward with this individual with the Empress energy. The Empress here is about love. It is about care. It is about nurturing into this relationship. So that's what you may want to do. And, some of you may say with the Six of Swords, I'm ready to move on with the Six of Swords because this also sometimes means disconnecting. It also means silence and quietude. It's like being between two worlds also. So some of you could still be struggling emotionally and on a mental level. Swords represent intellect, thinking, mind. So when you have the Six of Swords, sometimes it can mean double-minded, going back and forth and kind of being like, as you can see, stuck between these choppy waters and the peaceful waters. What is it that I need to do? Therefore, what comes to help you here, you have the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords is about execution of a conversation, okay? In regards to this person that you are dealing with, because you seem to be the one that's in power and in position to decide what you really want to do with this individual. You see, this person you're really taming the lion very gently, making friends with the lion. This is also about you really executing your communication skills and your way of cooperation on how to deal with this situation. Okay, so let's clarify the Six of Swords for you in the month of January. So the Six of Swords is clarified by the Magician, the Nine of Cups, and the King of Swords, and you have the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So Capricorn, for many of you, this is something that's being manifested. It's a wish being fulfilled. It's a wish fulfillment, okay? The Magician and the Nine of Cups and the King of Swords. So for a lot of you, it's like there is an intention that is being set. This could be you, this could be the other person, but everything comes with the energy of the Nine of Pentacles and King of Swords. This means that communication, King of Swords, face-to-face communication, talking to each other from a place of a self-fulfilling prophecy. And this could be you fulfilling a prophecy. This could be you manifesting the best outcome with this situation here, okay? Because I feel like for a lot of you, you don't want to be in this place of just hiding from this conversation. As you can see in this image, like she's on a body of water, and she's like you can see her face. You can see none of their faces, right? Usually in tarot, because I study tarot, you know, I didn't just wake up and start shuffling cards. When you see the characters that like their backs, you don't see their front faces. Usually it means that there is a retreat happening. There is somebody's going within themselves and really trying to look within themselves and trying to see what is it that they need to let go and transform and change. So I feel like there is a lot of internal work that's going on, a lot of introspection, a lot of deep thinking that's going to take place. And this is going to lead to manifesting some sort of a happy, fulfilling ending or prophecy or a beginning. Something here is being sprinkle with the Magician. Okay, let's talk about this conversation here with the Page of Swords, dear Capricorn. The Page of Swords in the month of January is clarified by the Knight of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the Ace of Wands, and your challenge is at the bottom of the deck with the Ace of Wands. This is what your challenge is about. This is what your challenge is about. If you've been watching your reading up until this point and what's coming up next, amazing. Congratulations, okay? You know, love me a nice, thick, juicy Ace of Wands. You all know, yes, you do, and you're not judgmental about that. So Capricorn, for many of you, this conversation has a lot to do with resolving this conflict. Five of Wands, Five of Swords in the past. It's the same energy. Anytime you see Five of Wands, Cups, Pentacles in tarot, it represents obstacles and challenges. So this has a lot to do with being very determined, right? The Knight of Swords is, you can see she's sitting on a horse and moving forward towards the Five of Wands and the Ace of Wands, moving forward to resolve this issue, this conflict, this chaos, whatever that has happened, misunderstanding, miscommunication between you and this person. And out of this situation, there is going to be a brand new beginning, which is that Ace of Wands. It's about passion, it's about vision, and it's about a fresh start, okay? So this is what the communication is about. It's literally, I can't make this up, Page of Swords, clarified by the Knight of Swords. So from a lot of thinking, from a lot of planning, there is already execution happening. And we are also entering into the year of the horse, which is about moving forward, taking action, right? We already have successfully completed the year of the snake, which is a completion, which is shedding off the old skin and preparing for a lot of clarity coming up for you. I do genuinely feel, and this is what my intuition is predicting for 2026 for everybody. I think people, like the collective, is really waking up to the reality where it's better to talk about things and to confront with compassion and grace and either move on or move forward with somebody rather than just be in this place of limbo. Like that whole ghosting energy, I think that's no longer resonating with the collective. There is a very straightforward approach when it comes to dealing with people, relationships, friendships. And I think that you also may confirm that. You know, I mean, you are always very straightforward, but that's the energy I'm picking up on 2026. This is the reason why there is going to be a lot of successful and healthy relationships, because people are going to be honest with what are the things they need to work on to improve in their interpersonal relationships. So Four of Wands, this is about, in the near future, you have the Four of Wands, Justice, and the Six of Cups. This is about investment and involvement into wanting to make peace, wanting to make something right here. Justice. So the Four of Wands is clarified by the Seven of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the Fool, and the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So this is about a love partnership. This is about a relationship here, as I also said earlier, which is going to be transformed. The Death card, this is about transformation. And you have the Five of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, and the Fool. For many of you, dear Capricorns, this is about coming out of these internal struggles. If something can be resolved, if something is meant for you, it will never pass you. And you have the Fool. This is about a brand new beginning, fresh start, entering into a new portal, into a new phase. Because in the past, you and this person struggled a lot. There had been a lot of struggles here between you and this person. I feel like here someone also may have facial hair features. There is something about hair, blonde hair, black hair. I strongly feel like there is also, for many of you, you're bringing this new frequency in your life. There is a frequency shift, which is all about overcoming financial hurdles, abandonment wounds, attachment style wounds. You might have also been really studying recently, what is your attachment style? Anxious attachment, secure attachment, what is it that you really need to work on? So I feel like that this whole justice thing here coming into the Four of Wands is, if there is anything, if there is an opportunity here to resolve something, why not do it with the Four of Wands, which is about relationships, and you have partnership coming up, okay? So justice, something here is being resolved. There is about, this conversation is leading to some sort of a resolution for you. It's clarified by the Judgment, Six of Swords, and the Three of Swords. This resolution here, Capricorn, has a lot to do with what I was saying earlier, dealing with this heartbreak, dealing with this very unsettling situation. Judgment, Scorpio energy, this indicates a resolution, an announcement, and an awakening. An awakening about this same Six of Swords here that I was saying. What is it that maybe either you were avoiding to face or they were avoiding to face? You know, in my readings, nobody gets a free pass. We all need to work within ourselves. That's why when people follow my advice, they do get a lot of success. And it's not about bringing the person back. It's not about forcing anything. It really is about looking within ourselves. What am I learning from this situation? How can I grow? You know, we all have a few decades to live in this dimension, right? How can we actually enjoy our lives and have a better life and better and healthy relationships and not go around the same mountain or like in the same loop over and over and over, repeating the same cycles and patterns? So for many of you, this has a lot to do with bringing this justice into making something right. As I said earlier, if you rewind back and watch what I was initially even feeling intuitively what this is about, you will see that my intuition is very much in sync with the tarot cards here. Because I don't really need to use tarot cards if I don't want to, but this is what I'm strongly getting, and it just helps with the visuals. Now, this person is coming back. Let's clarify the Two of Cups, Six of Cups here for you. This is about a past person connection. That's what always Six of Cups meant. You know, and most importantly, I've already mentioned this for other signs, and I will never over-explain myself to any viewer, to any person who is committed to misunderstand my readings. This is the reading that I'm doing. This is the energy I'm picking up on, and I'm going to continue what I'm doing from now on, moving forward 2026. If anybody disagrees with my readings, whatever, they have the right to do so, and I have the right not to respond and not to even talk about those in my readings, because I have better things to do and my focus is you, Capricorn. So the Six of Cups is clarified by the Hermit, the Nine of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. Virgo energy here, and I feel like that this person here has actually done a lot of internal thinking. There has been this energy of, you know, overthinking, staying up late at night, but at the same time, this has led someone, and you as well, to a spiritual awakening with the Hermit. The Hermit is holding the lantern. The lantern illuminates. It talks about wisdom. It shows wisdom, introspection, and this desire here that this person is coming in towards you, Capricorn, to work something out together, to cooperate and to collaborate, to take this relationship to the next level. And that is something that I see here coming up, and with the intention that this person is showing up. There is also going to be this freedom from overthinking, okay? Freedom from overanalyzing, freedom from a lot of fears and doubts. Okay, and you have the King of Wands and the Eight of Cups. This is a person that either walked away from you or you walked away from them. King of Cups here represents Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, and the Eight of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, somebody that disconnected from you. So Capricorn, let's see what is your advice, okay? What do you need to know? What is your advice here? And then I'm gonna pull your animal spirit card for the month of January and talk about a pendulum which you are going to appreciate. Okay, so your advice here, Capricorn, you have the Three of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Star. So, and the Seven of Pentacles. Capricorn, your biggest piece of advice here that I'm seeing, so I'm going to have to readjust this because those are like, it's a panorama view. So I'm going to have to like show like this. Okay, so do you see the Three of Cups? It's a reconciliation and a reunion, and the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Aquarius energy. The Star. Someone here is headed towards your way with the intention to reconcile. They do have a lot of hopes and wishes. It's a wish being fulfilled. That's why they say wish upon a star. So something here is being manifested and created, and that is why you have been wanting to gain an understanding. What is it that we need to resolve with each other? What clarity do I need to? And you're moving very steadfast. You're moving very steadfast. You are somebody that you take your steps very meticulously and in a very calculated way. There's nothing wrong with that. So for many of you, that's what I see happening. Your advice here is to see the truth of this. As you can see, this is the energy that this person is headed towards your way, and they're wanting to resolve this conflict and actually come towards you with this celebration. They want to celebrate you with the Three of Cups, and this is going to lead to some sort of a reunion together. And there is history between you and this person. That's why they're also thinking about it. A lot of contemplation. Your advice here is to move one step at a time, but also, if you will, to be open to that potential. What is your animal spirit? Capricorn. Let's see what is your animal spirit here for the month of January. I know how many of you really like this deck. What is Capricorn's animal spirit? One more. And it's going to be a short description. So you have whale. Okay, so you have whale. So it's a water element as well here. Whale. That whale. I love whales. They're so unique. I know they're extinct, so I'm sure there is a lot of like organizations and companies that take care of them. So, well, what's an important message for my Capricorn? Oh, it's the upside down. Sorry. Upside down. You turn me upside down. What is that about? The Stranger Things? I watched that the other day. Everything. Okay, so short description, Capricorn. Well, desire to delve deeper. Profound peace, ancient wisdom. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain, as they have overcome many challenges in their lives. These experiences have enriched them, given them stability, strength, and a depth that is rare, and that's you. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. Ace of Swords, we talked about this earlier. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And we can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost, and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. Beacon, not bacon. Beacon. Beacon of light. Okay, so calm, steady, deeply compassionate. This is you, Capricorn, Knight of Pentacles. And regular self-care. And I will say, they're very powerful, by the way. I do remember that I saw it was a National Geographic, I think, was talking about like animal wildlife that I was watching. And it showed a whale, a huge whale that has lived for so long. And when the whale dies, they go under the water. And when they dissolve, it was showing like how it actually produces, like it gives nutrients to the other fishes around them, to the other sea life around them. It's like, it basically doesn't just go to waste, but it supports and it nourishes others around. So I think that was very powerful. So beautiful, whale. Okay, ancient wisdom. And this is a very, distinct description of, with your reading, what I'm seeing. Now, Capricorn, one of my favorite topics is pendulum. I've really come a long way of like learning about this. Pendulum here, I've learned this from Reality Transurfing by Vadim Zeland. Okay, Russian author, talks a very, very powerful concept. So anything in our lives, Capricorn, politics, religion, workplaces, relationships, financial situation, drama, TV, the news, anything around us is a pendulum. So what pendulum is basically, it's a construct, it's an emotional construct. Let's say you wake up in the morning, you watch the news, and the news always is gonna they're always telling the bad stuff, always. That's why I haven't watched the news for years. Okay, it's not about being ignorant, it's about being very decisive and very picky on what you let, the censored, controlled media to tell you, because I don't care. Now, when they tell you something, or there is a bad news coming in your way, or you worry about a relationship, you worry about a situation, whenever you activate your emotions and your feelings and you start thinking about that situation over and over, there is a pendulum that starts getting created in your life. So you start sharing about it with other people, you start hearing more about this. It's like your reality revolves around a certain event. It could be a financial debt, it could be a political event, right? And then the more energy you give to it, the more you think about it, the more energy you actually give to it. The more basically, pendulum, it's like an egregore, it's an energetic entity, and they feed off of your emotions because they like to get you hooked into your emotions and into your feelings, right? So this is about you being very decisive and very careful with what kind of things are you thinking about. What emotional state of being do you have on every single day? What are the thoughts you are thinking, right? When you have a bill coming up, when you are in traffic and somebody cuts in front of you, when you have some drama going on around you, are you giving your energy to these situations and circumstances by constantly thinking about it? Because look, there has always been issues and problems in the world, and there has always been these situations in our lives, love, political, whatever it might be. I don't talk about those things, but I'm just saying in general. And you see, there is always groups of people headed towards that direction. They're actually giving their energy to that pendulum. They're feeding, they're giving their beautiful source of life to that. So moving into 2026, you want to be very careful and mindful and observant with who you are allowing to speak into your life, what kind of conversations you're entertaining, because people are programmed to think that, oh my gosh, drama, or this is happening, or let me talk about this, let me get all worked up, let me get all emotional, and it's not good. And I've been working on this as well. How do you break free from a pendulum? You become extremely productive and busy. You create a journal, okay? You get a journal for you for this year, and you set a goal. You have a schedule. Whatever is going on outside of your reality, what is happening out there, you may not be able to control that, but you're able to control your reality with God. Be still and know that I am God. That's what the Lord says. Okay, so get a journal, write things down. What is your main theme for January? How do you want to feel? The version of Capricorn, how do you want to feel? What kind of money you want to make? Who do you want to hang out with? Why don't you start your mega business and be mega successful? You know what I'm saying? What do you have to lose? You know what I'm saying? So create your vision board, create your basically script and write down your life, the things that you really want to achieve for yourself in 2026 and moving forward. Take a pen, grab a pen, and start writing the story of your life. And don't let anything or anybody outside of your life to write it for you. This guy right here, okay, 11 months ago, I took my phone and I recorded myself for 5 minutes, literally. It was like a year ago these days, before the new year. And I said, and in my video, I made a promise to myself to be my own boss, to work for myself, to get on YouTube, to disseminate my gifts, what I have, okay? And to make a certain amount of money. And it's insane. I surpassed that amount of money, which would have taken me for years to make. But I'm so thankful to be able to really step into that power and say, you know what? What do I have to lose? Capricorn, a lot can change in a year. A lot can change in a year. And a year can change a lot. So your fitness goals, your financial goals, your relationship goals, and there's always good pendulums too, right? You may want to join onto a group of people who are like-minded, who are actually supporting you, who also allow you to really be yourself and from whom you can actually learn. So choose wisely what pendulums you are hooking yourself onto, what kind of content you're watching, who you're allowing to speak into your life. I'm sharing those things with you because I want to see you being extremely successful. It's your birthday season. It's the new year is coming up, so you're always that sign that you're splitting the old year and then the new year. So I wish you all the best. I hope that this reading helped. I know it's a longer video. I don't want to take too much of your time. I want to be mindful and respectful of my time and your time. But I hope that this reading helped. I love you all so much, dear Capricorn. And hopefully that you have an amazing birthday ahead and a year. I love you, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.